And we are so back talking football, aren't we, gentlemen? Oh, look at you guys. You're warming up.
Warming up
And
with Bella.
you're not going to knock Bella out of the floor, aren't you? She's going to wipe the floor out of you, Poppy. How you doing, my friend? It's been a minute. Where have you been hiding?
Man, I've been on international break.
You've been sneak peeking at Joel and Avram's house in Florida somewhere. I saw you like with binoculars trying to get some insider scoop, right?
Yeah, exactly. Big
Jesus
shout out to you guys for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button. Football is back. Man United is back. The Reds are back. Let's go, United. Well, I can't wait. I'm excited for Sheffield, guys.
For Sheffield. Phil, should we kick him out? What's going on? Hey, we haven't seen you for a hot minute. How are you doing,
button? Get the ejector seat. Get him out. Absolutely excited for Sheffield. Excited to play against Sheffield. Excited to knock them on the backsides. We're excited to be back. Just cannot wait. Can't wait. International break. Yeah, it was okay. We've had a few good moments, but just cannot wait for the game to be back this weekend. Cannot wait. Roaring to go.
Yeah. What about you, Mark? Where you been hiding? I mean, we saw you this morning, but you're always keeping it positive.
Yeah, I got to be excited for this game. I'm excited to see rotation because we have a big weekend coming up next week, and then we have Champions League on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to seeing a team more like what we saw against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. And yeah, I hope the guys get the job done, even if it's not pretty, as long as we win the game and move on. Because the more important game is the following weekend. Football is back.
Yeah. Football is back.
And guys, this season, I don't know if the match days have been easier or the international breaks. Like, I don't know what's harder, actually, if the match days are harder or the international breaks, because last international break, there was the Sancho, the Antony thing and everything. This international break, is just even more stuff. But you know what? Football is back. Let's hope we pick it up from here. The season starts tomorrow.
Guys, so the Sancho story, they try to milk it again, but we are over that card already. Like,
right.
we're not gonna fall for that trap again. Like, every time there's an international break, media is being creative. They're trying to write anything that's possible about Manchester United. As soon as they open their mouth and just write Man United, there's always something shit coming out. But listen, guys, I'm excited as you to have football back on Saturday. I mean, who isn't? Raise your hands, guys. Smash a 1 if you're excited for United to play football again, and smash a 2 if you're tired about this takeover stuff as well. Because here on this channel, once and for all, today, we're talking football. We are playing game. Sheffield United. I want to hear from you guys from the beautiful VAR room. Let's get into this house. Let's get into the mood. Let's get ready to rumble. Who are in the VAR room? We got to shout you out, guys. Are you awake? Are you sleeping? Where are you from? Let us know in the comments below where you're chatting from. We got a shout out to Imitas Acha. I says, no, I'm not going to talk about the David Ornstein. Jonathan Liljenberg is here. Carlos is here. All the way from Sweden. Nigel Flynn. Yeah, Ornstein. Yeah, you know what? The Ornstein stuff, everything that's coming out today, it's just been madness. Nobody knows anything. It's NDA. What would they call? No. What does NDA stand for, Poppy? You're on mute.
No dicks allowed.
No, you cannot say that.
No. What? Non-disclosure agreement? No, it's not that. It's not that.
NDA.
It has to be like
no
digging, and I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Your brain's freeze. Okay. Somebody claimed a beautiful one yesterday, and nobody does have a clue or something. I can't remember, but it was like no dickhead agreement or something like that. I'm sorry. Neil Driscoll is here. Good evening, Mark Davis. Hi, guys. How is everyone doing? Hope we batter Sheffield on United Wednesday. Audio Marks is here as well. Number 1, he wants to talk football. Gavin wants to put number 1 and 2. You can't have it both, Gavin. Don't be greedy like the Glazers, guys. And by the way, smash the like, smash the subscribe if you haven't. We're going to talk about number 1 here, Gavin. We're going to talk about football, right? Manchester United. Good evening, everyone. Panel Glazers out as always, says Alan. What else do we have here? Stephanie Griffiths is here. Big up, Puppy. Like your channel and before going to Mick. Yes, 100%. Puppy.
Yes. Yes,
How
we're
you
streaming
been?
to Football Power Hour as well, by the way. So give that channel.
Yes, we are 100%.
Yes.
RJ, big up to you, RJ. Saying media is full of Sir Jim and glazers. Yeah, we are 6 stooges, but now we have 7 stooges, which is 6 of the glazers, and now he's marrying into the family apparently. Rat the cliff. And I try to invite Gordon Ramsay to cook a nice meal. It's gonna call ratatouille.
Oh gosh. Oh
But
god.
he was too busy. NDA means clickbait season is open. Yeah, dude, yes. Stephanie Griffith, big up Mick Mark, Phil, and the puppy. Jarvis is coming in as well, but Jarvis is late as per usual. Everyone knows Jarvis is late.
This is always
Maddie
late.
saying, one, we're going to talk about football. We are going to talk about just chill and relax today. It's Thursday. You know what I mean? I have no idea what's going on in the team. I've been so busy. There's been some leaks and rumors about injuries, but we can talk about that as well, right? Anyway, big up to all of you. Nicholas is here as well. Box is here. NDAFC says the Box. Rush Mano, Joel Glazer is still making the decisions. Ratcliffe would do anything to get into the club. Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, isn't it, Rushy? You know what I mean? But today was just gash that came out there, like trash, second guessing, second washing. There was some fake documents leaked out. I spotted it, the error. Some idiot tried to leak out the board meeting agenda, but it's like you could see, like I spotted the error, because somebody screenshotted a Word document, and in a Word document, when you have spelling mistakes or grammatical errors, gives you double blue dotted line underneath. And it's like, at least if you could have trolled, you could have corrected the mistake, did a PDF and take a snapshot out of it. But you actually did it directly from the Word document. Neil Dodgy Ashton. And there you go. Neil Ashton. Neil Dodgy Ashton. Neil Disinformation Ashton. There you go. Neil Disinformation Ashton. Is there a bullet to is it a buffet? Lol, Richard on. Yeah. Where's the buffet? Well, hang on. There should be Mickey Phelan coming there, rocking out back on Carrington, or the wall. Mickey Phelan wall. What? No free lunch? I'm out of it. Gary Cale, does the Telegram link work here? I think so, mate. Scan the barcode there. It should be working. 30 likes with Stephanie Griffin is getting hotter up there. Sakin Hassan, hello guys. So what guys think of McTominay? Personally, I've always rated him and want to see him stay. Guys, I always said McTominay. I'd never understood his position. Where is his best position?
I don't know, but I think it's somewhere between the 20-yard box and the 8-yard box.
And the bench.
You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm not gonna hide it. I'm one of those guys that thinks that we should have sold McTominay a few seasons ago, but at the same time, he's always that player that he is known by everyone, that he comes on and he gives his best every single time. Although he was very disappointing against Bayern, that has to be something weird for Scott McTominay, you know what I mean? Because normally, even if he doesn't play well, he runs around, he gets himself about, even if he gets some cards. So I always thought he's a decent player, but not really Man United level. So I don't know, he did a good performance in the last game with the 2 goals in 8 minutes. So I would say maybe he deserves a spot on the bench, maybe even a start if we don't have Casemiro or Amrabat. You know what I mean? That's my bet.
How about you, Phil? What do you reckon? What's his best position? I think he's a bench player coming off the bench and doing going forward in the 6-yard box. He's a spot player. I call him a spot player. He's a good in the spot.
I think for me, it depends on who you're coming up against and who you've got available, because we'll probably talk about the lineup as the show goes on, sort of thing. And McTominay may feature in it with the rumours of Casemiro. Well, we know Casemiro's out, staying in Brazil. Rumours of Amrabat having a slight knock, so it will be a risk possibly to start him, and Reguilon being back in training. So I think with McTominay generally, I think obviously he went off the boil. And it must be hard when your club you've been at all your life suddenly says, actually, off you go, and all the fans are saying, yeah, see you, Scott, why have you not gone yet? Why have you not gone, sort of thing. But then to come back and do what he did with the passion he did, and then the thing that I love the most about it was his interview at the end, where he basically just said, I know what this club's about. and you give your all while you're wearing the shirt, sort of thing. He didn't use the exact words, but pretty much what he said, and that's what's been missing. I think there's been too many getting a bit of a free ride, so I think it was really good to see Mctominay reminding people of what the actual club's about and what the pride to wear the shirt. So for me, you've got to keep some of those characters around.
Yeah, 100%. Big up Chelsea Dan for making it to the stream as well. Big up to you. Football Power Hour, how Jimmy Ratcliffe men, getting Mbappe look like from Championship League 2 signings. Yeah, Chelsea Dan, we know who you are.
We know you.
We know you.
I was gonna say, Mick, on McTominay real quick that he just actually addressed the rumors about him being a striker. Just a few days ago, he had an interview where he said, "Oh, people say, because as I said, people have said, oh, he's been a striker before." He said, I quote, "I've played 2 games there with former reserve coach Warren Joyce because we had no striker. So whenever I score a goal, people say he used to be a striker. That's why." But he says, "I've never used to be a striker. I've always been a midfielder and number 8. So it's funny when you hear stuff like that." Off quote.
Number 8, a box to box.
He sees himself as an 8, and I think actually he has a little bit of a physicality about him and an aggression about him that for me I like to see that in the middle of the park when he's just sort of like diffusing other people's build up attacks before the opponents get a build up in. So for me, I want to see him closer to the opposition box.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think it's been a waste of space. Every manager that's trained him say, they wax lyrics about him, for some reason. Yeah, he's a club man. He plays with passion. He speaks with passion. But they've been playing him in the wrong position. To play him as a number 6 is totally wrong, right? Scott McTominay is the best if he goes forward. If he's lethal in the 6-yard box, at least. If somebody cuts in the ball, a cut-in pass, he will always be there to shoot, right? So, that's his best position. He's lethal around the box. We've seen how he can drive forward. He's got good strides like a Lipizzan horse. You know what I mean? This stallion horse. But he's so bad at tracking back as well. He's not so reactionary. He's not proactive in enough. We've seen how he can jog and just totally lose track and ball watching. So I think he's probably best to come off the bench, the 15, 20 minutes to play more of a box to box, right? But not easy. I don't think he's a starter.
Well, certainly not. I don't think it should be against Sheffield. I think we should be going up ready with our guns blazing. I don't think we should go in too defensive. I think putting 4-2, 4-2-3-1 is just not what you need at all. You need to just be going for it, all out attack sort of thing. Obviously, a little bit of sensibility, but generally, we just need to be attacking.
Yeah, he's not a DM, what Paul Griffith's saying here. Could be better higher up in the field. 100% agree with you guys. But you know what? Football Power Hour, you are saying big up everyone as well. RG, have a good feeling about Rashford this weekend. Don't know why. Yeah, because he scored over the weekend. But the frustrating part is, RJ, is that we've seen it so many times before. They go out to an internationals. They do great for the international team, but everyone is asking the question, why can't you do this for the club? And because the club is the one that's paying your salary, that's why you contracted to. Yeah, but I think he's got to come for Rashford 100%. Maybe less pressure when he's got
that monkey off his back now, hasn't he? He's got the monkey off his back. He's got his goal.
Which monkey?
Which is the one that was keeping him down, pinning him against the floor.
Does he?
You know what I mean? Stopping him scoring.
No way.
He scored it now, and the relief. It was almost a relief when he scored, wasn't it?
Hey.
It was a relief.
I know who stole bubbles. That was Rashford. He's got the monkey on his back. Wife, did you hear that? Thank you. I will call the police, Manchester police. We've been missing our monkey for a year now. Gotcha.
I'm not going to banter Rashford tonight.
Sorry,
but
man.
I would say the goal is something good. I would agree with what he's saying. Not really for this weekend, because I actually would like him to come off the bench if he plays at all. At the end of the day, I'm happy that he scored that goal, but still it's not enough for him to get a start this weekend. He hasn't done enough. For the last 10 games, he's played nothing, in my opinion. He's been on the field. He's been there. He showed up in 2 moments, 2 assists, and that's it. I can't really credit that as a goal for England as something deserving of a start this weekend. I think he must play against Man City and maybe show up in the game against Copenhagen. But this Saturday, I think he should start off the bench.
Yeah,
it's best for
Really? I know. I kind of agree with Brian here is saying as well. Big up everyone that's tuning in, coming in late or whatever you're doing. Please get involved because we're going to pick the team together as well. Brian is saying we got to build on the Brentford comeback. 3 points is a must versus Sheffield Wednesday. 100%. We got to deliver, as what this thumbnail was saying today. Now, what do we know about Sheffield Wednesday? Sitting bottom at the league.
Sheffield United.
Oh, yeah. Sheffield United, sorry. So used to Wednesday for some reason. But they're sitting bottom at the league. We're playing away. I always say that, guys, international break, it is kind of the, rewind button in a bit because form goes out the window. Nobody's played for 2 weeks. So this is kind of the reset button for many people. So we were lucky that we went on that break with a positive win.
Yeah, I think the thing is with Sheffield, the last five games, they've lost 4 and drawn 1. And they've conceded 17 in that time and scored 4. And the last home game was against Newcastle and he conceded 8. So they'll be looking to shore things up at the back. But the thing is, every single game this season they've played with a 3-5-2 formation, and all the teams who've scored past them have just basically played a high ball over the top down the wings, and then a lot of goals have been scored from just whipping a low cross in to the back post and somebody's tapped it in, sort of thing. So there's plenty of opportunity to do it with our formation that we play. So we should and could score plenty of goals, and they push quite a lot forward when they're going for a set piece. So there's plenty of opportunity for counter attack. So it plays into our hands, this team, definitely.
Jarle, what happened to you? Surgery was successful, so pizza maybe next week. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Did you just come back from hospital? Did you have a surgery?
Jarle's in hospital. Jarle's in hospital right now.
Is he in hospital?
Oh,
listen, guys, smash a big like. We all love Jarle Malmin. Listen, pepperoni pizza on us next time. We know, but didn't know that you were in hospital. But good that you hear there was successful surgery, my friend. Speedy recovery. We see you. Glad to see you in here. Listen, on that note, I think I'm willing to give everyone a clean slate right now. Right. Maguire did well over the weekend. Rashford did well over the weekend. And we've got to turn the page. We haven't played football for 2 weeks. I'm just dying to understand what Ten Hag will be doing, right? How he will set up. Who does he trust? Kobe Mainoo is apparently back training. Casemiro reports he's injured, not injured. I don't know.
He's in Brazil.
He's in Brazil?
Staying in Brazil till...
getting medical treatment?
Be back until Monday or something, yeah. Resting.
Well, no wonder. I mean, I wouldn't trust the Dr. Death we have here, like in a Carrington, man. Right? Our medical department is shocking. At least he's getting some Brazilian treatment. You know what I mean? Mario, what you're saying, we need to remember that there was so close to draw against City. Yeah. I mean, there could be a little bit of a bogey team. Mark Davis, what you're saying, our away record is poor. Come on, United. Yeah, but I'm saying that maybe I'm deluded now, saying this is the reset button and we had 2 weeks off, and sometimes 2 weeks can do magic. You need a little bit of break. Even Ten Hag needs a little bit of time to think, because otherwise, when games come thick and fast, you don't have time to work on tactics and plan and stuff like that. At least this international break is doing you good. Right, so we'll see, right? Stephanie Griffith, what are you saying? I removed a damaged kit. Oh my goodness. I hope you're right, man. Bless you, Jarle, is what we're saying. United, so hopefully stop Blades of Glory. Blades of Glory. Otherwise, we are starting on thin ice.
Skating. Very good. I get that pun there. Well done, Stephanie. Good film.
Yeah, skating. Yeah. I'm dyslexic, guys, so sorry if I'm missing some words and looking at.
How do we build on Brentford? It wasn't a win inspired by skill and tactics. The coach and the player surely cannot think that was anything other than lucky. Well, I mean, guys, football, any sport or anything you're doing, a little bit of luck is always necessary. It's always a plus. So I would say for a win like that, especially in a football team that haven't had any luck in the first 10 games they played before that game, I take in that win, and I'm sure the coaches and the player feel the same way.
Yeah. Gavin Underwood, would you say hi, all mods? Take note, I purchased 10 memberships during the last night's show, and I did not notice them weren't getting shared out by Google. The ones that I saw purchased yesterday memberships, Gavin, was Rushmania was 220, and then Angela was also given 10 2 times. But we didn't see you, Gavin. I didn't see you, so maybe it didn't go through. But check your account and stuff like that, because that's weird. It should be going through. Because we did shout out everyone that was kind of donating memberships. If you remember, you were on the stream yesterday. Mark, you were monitoring the chat.
So it didn't show up yesterday on the stream. So I messaged him in the chat before and told him we would just check to make sure that it didn't submit to the group, and because he said he not seeing the refund.
Yeah, no. Otherwise, I have suspicions that if somebody stole your money, it was this person here. You know, he's a very greedy person. He probably took all your membership money. You know, Gavin. He's a Glazer 2.0. Don't trust him. Right? He's always late.
Kids,
fashionably so.
What's your excuse?
always the same. Family and work.
It's like
work and watching Netflix. Come on.
That's it. VR room. How many Snickers should we deduct from Jarvis right now?
Have his Glazer.
Gotta be honest. How many Snickers have I received?
0.
You can't deduct anything that you haven't given me in the first place.
No, I'm glad you can make it. We do understand. I'm very extremely tired. It's been a busy day today as well. Like everyone has work, everyone has families. You know, Phil has 3 kids, football practice, training, driving back and forth. Like, you know, so
2 kids.
2 kids.
2 kids that I know of. 2 kids.
I had football practice.
No, I was kind of referring to you.
The third one into existence, so
I was kind of referring to you as the third kid, because always.
I'm the third kid. I'll take that.
Yeah. You admit, yeah. I'll put you on the spot there anyway. Guys, Jarvis, we were talking about Sheffield, and you know, I was talking about the great reset button, because it's been 2 weeks, and I think we came off a very important confidence boost with the Scott Mctominay almost scoring a hat-trick, like, you know, moment of madness. How big do you think that is in the confidence of the players coming back now after 2 weeks? And plus, Ten Hag has been given time to think, time to implement his strategies, and, you know, or does it lead to that he's overthinking?
Yeah, he's becoming a thinker man. We had one in Pep when in big games he always overthought everything. But I don't see Ten Hag as a overthinker. He's doing the same thing, basically every time, and trying to implement his style. But the problem is, I don't think the players really understand how to play, because we're too sloppy on the ball. But he wants them to recover press all the time. But when we are sloppy on the ball, we have to recover press all the time, and then we get knackered. And when we are tired, we get sloppy again. So it's a never-ending circle of bad performances. So I'm not sure how Ten Hag is going to fix this, but I really hope that he will talk to the guys and make them like cool it a little bit down, and just recycle the ball, let the ball, give it a pass.
Yeah.
Come on, give it to the next guy, and be cool and composed.
100%. I mean, I have solution. We can recruit in Gas Tyler into the team. Stephanie Griffith, I heard she's got a wicked left foot as well. Luan France to come in to say hello. She's willing to play for United.
Hello.
Listen, I was just saying, and I will give my left boot and my left toenail just to be in the locker room, to be honest, right? That's how much I love this club. You know, I used to play the game. It's my dream, but I'm just thinking, if you are there earning those big money, it's like, you know, how can you be complacent? You know, you want to play for the team. Rasmus Højlund, this guy of the weekend, the goal. I mean, he's a freak. You know, this is kind of telling you this guy is going to get better and better, like the confidence, right? Bruno Fernandes, you know, he had a madness, like, you know, it was a stat padding, like he scored a goal. I mean, I don't know how many assists he had. He was just mad, right?
Yeah, but the thing with Haaland, when he plays for Denmark, they play in a regular old-fashioned 4-3-3, and they have wingers that go to the byline and cross in front of the goal, and there's Haaland. So they are really like providing all the time, and that's what I miss from United. I know for sure tomorrow we will play Rashford on the left, and will Rashford go to the byline and try to cross the ball? I don't think so. I think he will cut inside and try to dribble or shoot himself. And that's the problem, the chemistry between the players. How do you play for the best of the team? And I hope the players will learn that.
Yeah, no, Paul Griffith has got a point here to say they play with wingers, but not inverted wingers. Like, he's been playing lately with low self-esteem, low confidence. Hopefully that's now boosted, because he was like a crash test dummy trying to get through that brick wall with 4 players and just constantly hitting the brick wall without even looking back, and yeah, we got to play with wide wingers 100%. If they're playing a low block, which they normally do, we got to keep it wide. We got to spray it wide. We cannot play like a diamond or something like that in inverted wingers. Rushmana Jarvis, the Don, 100%. Yeah, we all know who Jarvis is. He's the Hugh Hefner. I gotta take care of the family. I
will give you offer you can't refuse.
Fabrizio Romano, I gotta tap it in, huh? Yeah. Police and Garnacho. Who would you guys play then? How would we set up against Sheffield? I don't know much about them, to be honest. I haven't watched anything about them. Anyone knows anything about Sheffield? Let us know.
I want to share our head-to-head record with Sheffield United, because last time they played us at Old Trafford, they won 2-1. And the last time we played away, we beat them 3-2. And then prior to that, we beat them 3-0. And then prior to that, it was a 3-3 draw, a goal thriller. And then prior to that, we won 1-0. So it's one of those things where I'm like, we should beat them, but then they can always surprise us, just like the last time we played them,
Yeah. Reggie saying here, Pogo sticking around the pitch will always cut him back. Yeah, Pogo stick. I can see that. Welsh Dragon Field saying, I love to see Hannibal Garnacho to start. Trust these guys. Me too. I mean, there's the youth that I really trust in. But also what we've been seeing, that the hungry players that come in from the bench is the ones that are willing to fight. We can talk about not Maguire, but Maguire's been informed. So, against Sheffield, I can see him like starting a Maguire. I don't know what you guys are thinking. We don't need to start Varane. We can rest Varane for Copenhagen, and we're playing Copenhagen on Tuesday. And that is Rasmus Højlund against his brother.
I would switch it around. I would start Varane in this game and rest him against Copenhagen, because Copenhagen is the home game, right? Yeah, and I would play Maguire at home, because I think at home Maguire would give a very good performance at the back. You have the crowd behind him, and I don't think Copenhagen have that team with a lightning fast attack. I don't think they have a lightning fast attack. So I feel like it might be better to start Maguire in that game, so Varane rested in that game, and he could be fresh for Saturday against Man City.
Yeah, 100%. So Maddie said Varane, Amrabat, and Maino back in training, which is positive, right? That is positive. Do we expect to see a Kobe Maino on the bench? Do we expect to see Amrabat on the bench? Do we expect? I don't know. There was some leaks to say
question for me. I think we need a left back. Yeah, he was brilliant for us. We need a left. If we get our left back sorted,
he's back, right?
He's back in training. Back in training. Yeah. So I hopefully we'll see him. But I mean, Dalot at right back and Reguilon at left back would firm the defence up a lot.
Yeah, Welsh Dragon and Phil is saying like, I would love to see Hannibal and Garnacho to start.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Trusting these guys. Yeah, me too.
Totally.
I mean, barring that we have we're playing Saturday and then we're playing Copenhagen on Thursday. So rotation is key here, right, guys? So, God, it feels so good to talk football. You know what? Doesn't it? Because we've just been talking takeover. Just talking football. Hi. Anyway, box.
Yeah.
Antony would make a good right wing back. He is great defensive output. Yeah, he does. Got to make a point. Nigel Fillin. I fear Antony is another Sancho, except Antony is a team player and we fights for the badge. God, I don't want to talk about Sancho. It's been a lot of stories about Sancho today. I mean, media can just Cannot give us a break, man. Seriously, whatever comes out there, I don't believe it anymore. Honest, right? Please just apologize. Phil, it's your boy. Tell him, talk to him, apologize.
I'll go and have a word after this.
Please do so.
Yeah.
Give us some Snickers.
Now, you know what? He's been at the training round with the under-18s and stuff. I mean, like we've said in so many shows now, we don't know what was said behind the scenes, but someone's just got to swallow the pride and just sort this out before January, because it's not fair and it's stupid. We're desperate for quality. We've got it. We know what he can do, and we just need to see the best of him.
But do you really believe what's been reported today, that he's so frozen out that they are even bringing him his lunch in a plastic container?
It's like he has COVID.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Quasimodo, like, you don't want it to be seen, like, he's scaring blind kids.
Something just feels wrong.
Something feels wrong. Yeah.
I don't. Something's not. It's so bizarre, bizarre. But every time that Ten Hag's asked, he just says it's up to him.
Poppy, you don't watch along? Question mark.
Actually, for Sheffield, no, I have a commitment. I cannot move, unfortunately. But next one, yes, Copenhagen, we will be there.
We will be there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're one man down. Maybe we should do a watch along.
Right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we can do a watch along.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm not good at it. You know that. You see me on watch alongs, and you see me at Poppy's happy hour. I'm not good at it.
I'm not good at either of those. So.
I'll be there. Especially when you're brown paper bags, right? Guys, Friday tomorrow, it's happy hour.
Yes, Friday tomorrow this time. Let's play a quiz on the happy hour, guys. Make sure you pull up. Make sure you come through. Bring your football knowledge with you, because we will be talking about Sheffield again, but also we're going to play a quiz and test our ball knowledge. So,
yeah.
Yes.
And I've been shafted 3 times in a row now.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I haven't even go to the VR room. I haven't checked 50-50 questions. And I'm a leader at the very end, and something mysterious happens, right? I even have my hands free, no chat GTP, nothing. I'm just here, right? And somebody's cheating and getting the win in the last second. I was just like,
Mctominay.
The person who won last week's one, his name is Radcliffe, and he was somebody that was playing online, like that was watching us, but not on the panel. And they didn't claim the prize. His name was Radcliffe. Yeah, Jim Radcliffe. It's so weird. But anyway.
Hold that.
He had a meeting to go to, did he?
Yeah, he is the winner. Mange. He says, hold that. Mange, I know that you guys are diluted. You are collaborating.
Hold that, man.
Exposed. Now we join you tomorrow, my friend. We tune in tomorrow at 10 p.m. UK time. A little bit chill.
Tomorrow it's at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Even
I have yeah. You
have another commitment.
Again, yeah.
Let me guess. Wife is not happy.
Right. Negative doom agenda. That's what NDA stands for. Stephanie, clap hands for Stephanie.
I was saying Puppy was onside, not offside. Quiz of the week. Quiz of the week. Who is actually cheating? We need a VR room. Guys, tomorrow be the VR. Call a spade a spade. Big up everyone from Mange, the reigning champion as well. I think it was Mange that won it last time, wasn't it?
Last time we were there, yeah.
All right. Jarvis, what do you have in store for us? What's your thinking in terms of the lineup, sir?
Yeah, I have been. I used just 3 minutes to put the lineup. I didn't realize that Amrabat was injured, but
he's not, is he?
Yeah, I heard something, but this is my lineup, and you see underneath in small print, it's the backups, so we can talk about it. As you see, Onana in goal, Reguilon if he plays, Maguire, Varane and Dalot at right back. I would choose Eriksen and Amrabat in the pivot, and Bruno Fernandes in the 10, Antony on the right, Rashford on the left, and Haaland. This is how I believe Ten Hag will set up his team. So what do you think, guys?
Phil?
I think if they're available, it's probably not far wrong. I think the only thing that a lot of people would like to see is Hannibal Mejbri back in, because we saw what he did against Palace. He was absolutely fantastic. And we're not sure why he was dropped, really. I think it's just because Casemiro was on the up a little bit. I think we need to start Antony over Pellistri. I've been more impressed with Pellistri when he's come on as a sub than he's since he started. I think Maguire's done okay in his last couple of games for England and also for United. And I think he's certainly looked stronger than Lindelof this season, which is a little bit surprising because Lindelof was a bit stronger last season as well. So, I think it's probably about right. I mean, as I say, you could perhaps swap Eriksen for Mejbri, but I think because for the steal sort of thing. But if you're already putting Amrabat in there, then I don't think you need both to break it up. I think I'd like to see a bit more attacking in there. So, definitely agree with Jarl. It'd be good to see a proper left back in there with Reguilon and Dalot back at right back. That'd be good for us.
Okay. Any thoughts of you, Jarvis?
Yeah, the good thing, as Phil is mentioning, we have a proper left back, and that will do good for Rashford because we have someone overlapping. So he will drag one defender out, so Rashford will have one less defender to dribble against. So maybe it will be good for Rashford. Maybe he will just be 1 against 2 instead of 1 against 3. When it comes to the right winger, I think Antony is a sure shot for Ten Hag. I think he believes in Antony and it suits his way of play. As I mentioned, Amrabat is apparently injured, so maybe we will see Mctominay or Mason Mount or Hannibal Mabry. I'm not sure how Ten Hag will choose in the defensive pivot, but we are up against Sheffield United, so I believe even Mason Mount will do good in Amrabat's place if needed. When we meet Sheffield United, they play in a 3-back line with the 3-5-2, and they usually don't have anyone on the backs going defensively, so we can hurt them just playing over their midfield and defense and run at their wings, and maybe that will suit Rashford good if he can keep his width.
Papi, what's your thoughts and feelings regarding? Are you agreeing with this lineup actually?
So I think obviously, McTominay has to go in there for Amrabat, and which is, I think will be fine in the midfield. What I would love Ten Hag to do is to start Garnacho over, have Rashford come in the second half. I know he scored a goal.
Hell yeah! Don't touch my Garnacho.
I know that he scored a goal in the international break, but I think to get the just the same way he did versus the Wolves game when Rashford came in late, just having coming in the second half, he'll be more focused and even try to be a little bit better with his decision making, I feel. But as Jarvis and Phil have mentioned, that 3-5-2 is kind of weak in that way, that if you have a fast winger it's just a matter of time till Rashford gets a goal. We're probably going to be pinging the ball to him a lot of times. So yeah.
No, I certainly believe that. I mean, I want to Mark. You want to have your say. Do you agree with this lineup, or would you pick something different?
Well, the only really difference I would say, I would probably rest Amrabat and try McTominay or even Mejbri in the middle, because it's Sheffield at the end of the day, and I definitely will not expect Rashford to use the overlap because he's never done it.
I wouldn't say just Sheffield, and any team is a different opponent nowadays in the Premier League.
But I'm not trying to disrespect Sheffield United, but I mean at the end of the day, it's Sheffield United, and I think that McTominay could provide that backup there well and fine, and I think it would be better to see Garnacho than Rashford, because I think Garnacho will actually use the overlap of Reguilon rather than have him overlapping the entire game and not even use it, not make the pass, and still, it's like, for me, this is just my honest opinion, I've seen enough this season that I think he's played himself for the bench, and the only thing he could do right by the fans is start off the bench for the next 1 or 2 games until he starts showing that he's not going to do what he's doing, because he can't be a 30-goal striker one season and then flip-flop the next season.
I agree with Archie. Like, never from now on, we're turning the page. We should never underestimate anyone. No complacency, no retreat, no surrender. Every game is a must-win game. Like, this is how we can turn the page. I mean, if we came off from the momentum with the last goal, last minute victory, definitely. I mean, Scott McTominay should be in there. Like, play the best players, right? I don't know. I think that what Jarvis has picked out here, to be honest to God, like, if I look at it, Onana definitely needs to have a little bit of a, he's been having a bad start, like, needs a little bit of confidence. Varane 100%. Maguire, I think, will be start, like, as well.
He scored versus Sheffield United last time we played him. So
yeah. If Reguilon is fit, definitely play Reguilon as a, we've been dying out for left fullback there. So, and Dalot for sure, like, he's been doing well over in Portugal as well. Not agreeing with Eriksen. I would see rather to play. I don't know if Amrabat will play or not, but Mason Mount in this spot makes sense with Eriksen if they're going to play a low block, because that means that we need somebody that will be the technical registrar to link up play. Bruno, I would like to see him in the middle. Antony to be wide on the wing. Instead of Rashford, I would probably more go with Garnacho, but I know for a fact that he's going to play Rashford and Haaland in the front. But I'm saying here, this is the game where we need to have width, and this is the game where we shouldn't play like, defensive diamond. As you said, like, they're not so good at going forward. They will probably park the bus and respect us, or do you reckon they will go on front foot?
I think you've got to go front foot. I think we've got to come out all guns blazing after the way we've been playing recently.
Yeah.
Well, all season we've been coming out and not taking our chances, and now we really need to start doing that. We can't sit back. We can't respect them too much. They are I know you say we respect anybody in the league, but the bottom of the league, they've got the greatest goal difference of 16 goals. I mean, we've got minus 3 goal difference. But at the end of the day, the conceding goals at the bottom of the league, there's a reason for that, and we are not the team to be getting turned over by them. We just need to get out there and just prove our worth, get the 3 points, and move on.
No, of course, this. I think it's so important that we come out like, we go out fast in the blocks, like, to, if we get the first 2 goals, like, what we did the other, we can come out early. We'd be good, That's always good for the confidence.
I think he'll start Mount. I think he'll start Mount over Eriksen.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at the table right now, everyone's played 8 games, right? We're sitting on 12 points, and we're basically like, what are we? 4th spot is 17. So we basically 5 points away from 4th, right? So we're not that far away, to be honest. 20 points is on Spurs. So we're like 8 points away from number 1. And that's just like, 2 or 3 games away. Anything can happen in this season. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, it's a long way to go, but we've got to.
It's a long way to go. So it's a false table, right? And as a matter of fact, like, Liverpool was down here as well and came up strong. So for me, it's all about finding the form right now. That's all it matters up to Christmas, guys.
Yeah, but Palace was unforgivable. That was not acceptable. The way we did, it was shocking. Sorry, Jarvis.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, okay, we are 10th now, and I believe our level at the moment is 10th. So it's not obvious that we will beat Sheffield United, even though they are last. We struggled against Burnley, and we won a tight game, but it doesn't work at the moment. We don't have the rhythm in our play, and our passes isn't good enough, and I'm not sure what Ten Hag is doing wrong or the players is doing wrong, but something is obviously not working. So I'm not like super optimistic for the game. We should beat and probably will beat Sheffield United, but we have struggled in every game, even the games we have won. We won in the last minute winner last time, and we almost lost against Wolves, but we won that game. I don't know. I think we have played one good game out of 11 this season, and that was the League Cup against Crystal Palace. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, and I'm not like cashing in the 3 points already. The game needs to be played, and the players need to be at 100%, because I know for sure that Sheffield United have used this break good. They haven't had any players out on the international duties, so they have been training and preparing for this game only. And now they will come to that game and give 110% in every duel and make life difficult for us. And we can't come there and expect it will be a walkthrough, because going against away in the Premier League is never easy.
No, true that. But if you look at the record, it's been awful to be at 1 point. You know, the last 5 games, they lost 4 and drew 1. So it's not that great. Like, you know, it's not that great. But as you said, guys, we should never underestimate. Like, you know, a wounded animal is the most dangerous animal. Like, you know, can always bite you in the ass. To be honest, like, you know, when you least expect it. So I wouldn't go in there with, you know, with to say that with confidence to grab those 3 points, but surely we can go in there and dominate them and at least get 3 points. How we play, for me, it doesn't really matter at this point. I want those 3 points so we can put it in the bag, go play Champions League and prepare for Manchester City at home. That is the big one, guys.
Yeah, on the bright side, we have usually started our season after the second international break, and hopefully we will do this this season too, and go on a winning streak. That will be the best. If we could get like 7-8 wins out of the next 10 games, that will put us in a good position when we come to Christmas and January. So it's important that the players are ready, and we have a lot of players coming back from injury at the moment. We have Varane, we have Regulon, and we have Hannibal is actually, you know, Mainu is coming.
Mainu as well,
start on the bench, and I'm excited.
But you reckon he will get some minutes?
Well, if Casemiro and Amrabat is not playing, maybe we will see Hannibal, Mainu for a couple of minutes. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, dobro večer, Miloš Mitić, dobro večer, Mick Jarvis, Papi, dobro večer i za tebe. Paul Griffith said, don't forget players who play well in international games. There's a difference in the Premier League. 100% international football is a little bit slower. The Premier League, which is faster and tougher. I totally agree with you. Neil Driscoll will say that Manchester United will get 2-0 over Sheffield United. Will it be a high-scoring game? Will Rasmus Højlund... Apparently, there was targeting. They were trying to break his knee and break his back.
Yes, his back. Yeah, they were targeting his back because of his back injury. Yeah, sticking his knee in the knees and his back and everything.
Proper old school 60s, 70s football, ain't they?
And then he shut him up with that goal.
He did, yeah. Oh, what a goal!
What a goal that was!
What a goal!
Fantastic.
You know, I think, guys, that we looking at this in a way that might be a little bit conducive and conflative because here, what, right? I think Kobe Manu might start ahead of Hannibal when he's fit. And that's just my honest opinion. Based on what I see in pre-season, when he's fit, I think before Hannibal start, even probably ahead of Mason Mount, I think he will start because the reaction of when he was injured against Madrid, I never forget that. I never see Ten Hag react like that for pre-season game ever.
We seem to miss one player that's still available. Donny van de Beek. Donny. He's
Donny.
injury-free. He's been training and he was behind
the scenes at Burnley, didn't they?
Yeah, he did well against Burnley and behind the scenes, closed doors, apparently. So there's another ace that we forgot about. That Ten Hag has been keeping on the sidelines, training, building up his confidence. Maybe he has a big role to play in Premier League and the Cup games, but not in Champions League because he's not registered to play there.
No, it'd be good to see. Because at the end of the day, we know what a good player he can be. Again, it's just someone who just lost his belief. He had his big injury. He came at the wrong time. But yeah, I mean, Mount. I think for me, Mount's got to start. I really rate him. I've said this all season. His tenacity, he's closing down at the ball, he's tackling, he's through balls. He's just been unlucky not to score.
I agree with Gary. In my opinion,
my comments.
No.
I read it. Comments in the chat going on, bro.
There's a lot of things going on in the chat. We are a little bit chill today. In Gary's opinion, and I believe also this is my opinion, Gary. 100% agree with you that Mason Mount has looking good. His finger looking good since he came back from his injury, though. So Donny is a baller, what Ivo Bosic is saying as well, like, 10 fraud play him. You still call him 10 fraud, but that's your opinion. He wants athletes, not footballers, in the team. 100%. We need athletes. I mean, his style is pretty much demanding, like, we've seen it, right? Maybe that is kind of a little bit of why we have so many injuries, because they're not used to this high intensity football. Jarvis.
Yeah. But as I was saying in the beginning, I think a lot of the Yeah, we can just read out this. Michael Oliver will referee Sheffield United versus Man United, and John Brooks will operate the VAR. So Michael Oliver and Man United doesn't go good together, and we can just expect the worst.
We just might have a silent minute and pray.
Silent minute and pray.
John Brooks will be under the microscope though after his last error, won't he?
You know what these English ref need? They need a taste of South American football, or refereeing games in South America, and then they will understand the importance of doing the job fairly.
Yeah, Rushy, I agree with you. Oliver is given nothing but grief to us fans. Horrendous, I agree. Hopefully, based on what happened, the scandalous situations with Liverpool and Spurs, they will give us something right now. Hopefully.
Maybe,
but the women's team played PSG the other day, and they got totally done. Jeez, what happened there?
Disallowed goal. You see the disallowed goal?
God,
I had to watch it back to make sure my eyes wasn't playing tricks. The ball, she reached the ball, had it in. The goalkeeper had two hands down like this, had the ball in. The goalkeeper fall down, clutching her shoulder. The referee blows. Foul on the goalkeeper.
What?
Do you get a question?
Oh my God!
The Manchester United
they did that to them in the first game twice. In the first game in Manchester, the same defender, right, with the short hair, I don't know her name, from PSG. She kicked down Jessie in the box. You see her full studs was shown on camera, even in the replay. No card, no nothing, no foul. And she did it to Ella too.
John Marlowe is saying incoming red cards and no penalty. Michael Oliver was the one also that sent off Casemiro twice. Once he was in the VR room, the other one he was responsible for the red card.
That's why Casemiro stayed in Brazil. Can't send him off.
Yes, probably. He's doing the juju. No, I'm not coming back. Oh, Michael Oliver. No, I'm staying.
I'm staying.
No point. Oliver Twist, more cruel, please. Yeah, Oliver Twist. Craig Werby, was you saying? Big up panel and chat. Big up to you, Craig, as well. Guys, we are about 80 people tonight. A little bit chill watching the shows, what I'm seeing. I don't see how many people in the chat room. Please do not forget to help us, smash that like button. It's been an amazing week. This week alone, we've grown 300 subscribers this week alone. But mainly, I think it's because we've been talking a lot about the takeover. We've been resolute and say nothing is over, ain't over to the fat lady sings, and just basically talking cool and composed. But now we're talking football. Now we're talking the most accurate topic what this channel is all about. It's all about Manchester United, isn't it, guys? So please support us further, right? Just not over for the takeover. Appreciate it if you can smash that like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so as well. It's not mandatory, but definitely it's free. You get
are we
great
allowed
content.
to talk about the takeover?
No, we're not talking about it. Not today.
You can talk about it.
Not today?
Yeah, you can talk about it.
Is there something significant?
No, I just want to mention the thing that we all heard today, the news that came along with one of the Glazers sitting in the what I'm gonna read it out here. So Jim Ratcliffe proposed stake for Manchester United will see Sir Dave Brailsford and Joe Glazer sitting on the committee overseeing football matters. So it won't be full control over the football matters for Jimmy Ratcliffe. Right. Joe Glazer will sit on the committee. So we won't get rid of the Glazers at the moment. Still, so what do you guys think?
It's time to go!
No way.
No way.
It's time to go.
Listen.
That was hilarious, Rick.
I smell a rat here. I smell a rat with this whole story. First and foremost, how did this leak out, or is it just a speculation? I asked the question. I asked you also earlier. You sent me this tweet. I think it was from who?
It was
Who was
some
the
of
report?
the economic news. It was not from the sports journalists.
Oh, it was the Times, but it was also speculations. This was more of a plan, what they're gonna do. Basically, it's been Ineos briefing that if they get the operation, it's gonna be Tom, Sir, what's his name? Tom, was it? David, was it? David, yeah.
Dave
Brailsford.
Brailsford.
Brailsford, yes, Sir Brailsford. That's going to be more in charge of this, like the CEO role, right? Like typical, like instead of having, what's his name now?
Muto.
Richard Arnold, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be another like Woodward. Doesn't understand football at all. He's a cyclist specialist. Nothing with football. For me, it was just like this is more of the plan, what they're planning to do, right? There's nothing to say that it's written in stone. They haven't voted on anything as of yet, so they're just saying that it might be so, Joel. But guys, I got to ask you the question: if we're going to talk about it, and we're talking about the decision-making process is as slow as it is at the moment, isn't it? Joe Glazer has been there anyway to sign off any transfer. But imagine now if you're adding on a seventh Glazer, which is the Ineos, right? Who's going to decide?
I'm confused.
There's going to be arguments. It's going to be worse. Or is it just me?
I'm
we got to
confused.
remember the Glazers still have the majority vote.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
And that's
No
the
difference.
biggest problem,
No
because
difference
they will
whatsoever.
say no to everything that Jim Ratcliffe proposes that will cost money. They want to secure their dividends. That's the problem.
I thought Jim Ratcliffe was buying 25% to take control of Sporting.
There's
that is what he said, so I'm confused. Jarvis,
I think he thought it as well.
I'm confused.
Yeah, listen, little bit too late. Brailsford is a sports science expert, but when a sports science has to do, he was the one that was trying with Breckenils and the inhalers. Then he got done by his cycling team, didn't he? Because they were inhaling these Breckenils for asthma, right?
How many was caught for doping on the cycling team after a while?
Cheats.
Yeah,
you're a cheat.
But it's true. He's a guy who's into sports science, and he has like a philosophy that everybody needs to improve 1%. If you improve 1%, you will do better, and always going for the next percent. So he's kind of a perfectionist.
Pizza?
It's not here.
Somebody had their doorbell.
Oh, great.
Oh, he got pizza delivery. Take away, Mark. Listen, guys, let's be real, right? Let's talk this through from a logical perspective. You are a shrewd businessman. You were claiming that you wanted to buy Chelsea for 4 billion almost. What was it? 3.7 billion. You said he came into the fray late. You're willing to pay that much money. And you're telling me now that you want to buy Manchester United for 1.4 billion, 1.5 with 25%. And you're willing to buy 4 billion for Chelsea full control. I mean, where did that go wrong? From 69%, 51% to 25%. I think it's just a play for the gallery at the end of the day, And this is kind of send the message. Yeah. And if you think about it, we are talking about billionaires game. I mean, Qatar is not mugs. They are there's levels of richness. In the billionaires club, they have certain pyramids and they sit on the top of that food chain, of the most of the powerful. And Glazers is sitting at the bottom of that one. They are poor millionaires, if you know what I mean, billionaires, right? So the overall revenue. So who's got the bigger, what she said, and without saying it. Yeah, Schwartz. Trust the Schwartz. Yeah. So it does not really make sense for them to sort of say, look at it from that perspective. I mean, they employ the best in class Shabazz, Faribakus, the top, solicitor lawyers in the world history and banking, right? Shabazz has 25 experience working for Bank of America, as CEO and stuff like that. So, and plus Sheikh Yassim is a banker himself, right?
Investment Bank of Qatar.
Investment banking, yeah.
No small.
No, it's
small
not.
Town, it's
not
one of the biggest.
Yeah. So it doesn't really make sense that you realize that they are not serious enough. If they are now going 25%, why should we then outbid ourselves for 100%? Doesn't really make sense, right? And plus, another thing is that Glazers were desperate for them to come to the table to, put more money on it, because they went to Nasser Al Khalifi, right, to beg him for them to put more money on the table. They didn't. They said, no, we're not mugs. 6 billion on the table, 6 billion on the table. We're not going to outbid ourselves. There's nobody else in this match, right? I don't believe for one word that they are out. I think it's the British media that got this wrong, and they are backtracking it right now.
I agree. Yeah.
And nothing, I mean, when it came out, everyone was like, oh, it's over, done, dusted, it's over. Media was like, sharpening the knife and already preparing everything to say Paul Mitchell and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, hold your horses. Like, today was a board meeting apparently, and there was nothing about that. Now even reports coming out that he's straightening out his deal and it's going to take to January next year. Listen, this is a very complicated deal. We talked about what is the cleanest deal. This has so many layers attached to it that he has to go and seek loan approvals. He has to seek board approvals. They're having credit meeting with the banks, JP Morgan and stuff like that. So how could you then go and buy Chelsea for 4 billion and not afford to buy Manchester United for the same amount? There is something that does not add up in my business mind. And why would you then spend 25%?
I really hope you're right, Nick. I really hope you're right.
I'm just putting out the guys. Why would you then go in on 25% with no voting power, just to have a little bit, hardly any operational saying in what goes in and what goes out, right? If Joel Glazer is still going to be there, doesn't make sense
whatsoever.
No, I think it's just another BS.
You don't gain any.
Waffle story.
What do you gain? I own 25% of United. Great. What can you do with it? Not much, really. It's
just another waffle put out there over the weekend, just to make the stock market plummet again, because the stock market is almost down by 17 something, 16 almost.
There'd be a scenario where maybe 3 years from now that 25% grows and he buys more shares, and then he keeps on getting a tighter grip, and the Glazers keep on losing more power.
But it's all speculations that are like, banking of the US World Cup 2026, and the technology might be there that people are going to wear these body cams, and the football is going to be viewed on a different another. It's going to revolutionize football. People forgetting that we like to see the game in real. We like to see on a big screen TV. I don't want to see somebody like, I don't want to be Bruno Fernandes. Right?
I do. See,
you do. You can see
Bruno
the game for Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, you do. But in that case, I want to sit in the bloody VAR room so I can see everything that's going on there. Like,
Yeah, Mick, I just want to read this latest tweet from Ben Jacobs. Rashmano talked about it. He said that Jim Ratcliffe could potentially inject new equity into Manchester United in order to get more than just 25%. This extra capital, which goes directly into the club, could be used on any project, including, let's see, here's the next one, including stadium development or transfers, from Ben Jacobs.
It's always clippy though, isn't it?
It's always the same people paid by Ineos and paid. We know who they are. They've been spinning the same waffles in and out. Nothing new, just coming up with new stories. I'm so tired of it. Yeah. I even tweeted out today to say, like, guys, don't believe anything that comes out from these gravy trainers, stenographers. Second guessing, creating stories. If you can't see it now, like, by now, Fabrizio Romano is even like egg-faced right now. Everyone is egg-faced. If there's no statement coming out from the club Rain Group whatsoever, don't believe it. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, it looks. By the way, PR. It looks like PR but the first thing I thought, that's PR. It's PR from the Ineos side. They're trying to sweeten the deal for us fans.
I mean,
we think, they will inject money. Yeah,
ladies and gents. Just as a reminder, you've been seeing all these stories for the past 9 months. Have you ever seen any leaks coming out from Qatar? Any PR from Qatar? No,
not much.
No. Where's most of these journalists are based in UK, and they speak mostly to who? Sports journalists and stuff like that. They get information from scouts, from some senior or junior, like club officials, agents, right? That's how they get the information from. They are also reporting on speculations and rumors. But when they use these sources close to the sales process of the deal, they don't have that. It's a closed door. Then if your source is closed, then you're talking to somebody within Rain Group himself, right? They're not going to tell you because that's a felony. You signed an NDA. You call up a 92 Holding Foundation and ask for a comment. They're not going to tell you. They're going to say we cannot comment to because of legal implications, NDA, right? So then you go to a club official that, I heard something, and then you will run with that story. But that club official don't have anything to do. You just heard some rumors in the cafeteria or something like that. They're using the same tactics as in the transfer market. They report on gossip, nothing else. And what I'm being so furious about, and I wrote, Ben, everyone stop it. Stop this gravy train because you're hurting the Manchester United fans' mental health, but you're profiting on yourself, right? You don't give a shit, Mr. Jacobs. You're a Chelsea supporter. Why would you give a shit about us United fans? It's self-entitlement for everyone. This week alone has been like one big profitable week for all these outlets because everyone has made so much clicks and money, to be honest. Right? Even Bloomberg, that you have to pay for their articles. People have to pay to read their articles. So Reuters was free. And Reuters came out to say, no. Just say simply the bid is there, and just refuse to overbid. Then also, whatever his name is, David Ornstein, he's very respectable. David Ornstein doesn't come out and yap his mouth. He's just very accurate, right?
He's one of the good ones.
One of the good guys,
Yeah, because he's not about breaking the news first. He's about getting it right, and that's what I like about Ornstein. He's one of the good ones.
You mean I have nothing against all these publications, but what I do have is hurting the fan base. That's my problem, right? Athletic is supposed to be pro United, but we know that they are just there for you to buy their magazine online, pay £2 a week or something, £1 a week, and to read the stories. Anything should be free to read, like Reuters, because if you're big enough, you will have advertising revenues anyway. But you're running a subscription based. That's just I don't know. And then on the back of everything, we know that there is some bias about state backed, and there's been mouthpieces out there Independent and all of them. We know the names, calling for human rights and stuff like that, smearing, because they don't want a foreign entity. But nobody really talks about how good Newcastle was taking over, PIF Saudi, how well they've been implemented organically. They didn't go and splash the cash like Todd Bowley. Todd Bowley basically had to, right? He's just 3 months fire sales takeover. Let's pump money into it, right? Let's get as many players as we can. That didn't work out, though, right? Galactico signings. I mean, they went and bought every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They bought a new squad. That still doesn't work. Chelsea Dan, that's in the chat, you could probably agree with that. Is too much. Graham Potter could not handle it, right? Pochettino has a problem with that as well, because it takes time. If you're going to buy a squad, you buy 3 players, 4 players max, right? You can criticize Ten Hag for his signings, of course, because you could say you should have bolstered the midfield and focus on the one area at a time. You went this window to buy a goalkeeper, you bought a striker, you bought a midfielder, and you loaned one midfielder, right? And you got rid of Fernandes and left back situation. So I can criticize him for this. You should have focused on okay, maybe you needed a centre back, or maybe you just needed a striker. Get the midfielder that you want. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was always going to be a compromise. We didn't have the money to sign the players we wanted. If Ten Hag would have his way, we would probably sign the centre back and the striker and a fullback who's versatile, who could play on either centre back and left, or centre back or right. But it's about money. We only had this. It was our last paycheck. We had 120 millions, and that was it.
Rajat, trust Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, when it comes to transfers, yeah,
When it
here we
comes to
go.
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah,
On the
it's the
transfer
thing.
things Jarvis was talking about just now, I just think that maybe it's not just really only about the money because we will get Kim and J for 47 million. It was a done deal before even the window open. Everybody knew that. It was a home run. They didn't hit it. You know, the same thing. We could have bought Xavi Simons for 23 million. The club went on bringing 60 million mount. Now, I'm not saying we didn't need any English players or to keep that level, but 60 million, 47 and 23, you know, I mean, that's 70 mil. If you add the 64 we pay for Hoyland, we spend the same amount, we get the same players, better reinforcements. I just think that whatever it was between the club and Ten Hag, it's still not aligned, in my opinion, fully,
Yeah.
because we still getting, in my opinion, some club signings as well as Ten Hag signings in the mix.
Yeah,
So
but Ten Hag, when he signed, they lied to him. They definitely lied to him. He got him shafted. He got stuck with the incompetent sporting director. They lied to him. They threw him under the bus year in and year out. And this year was evidential that he didn't really listen to Ten Hag. Papi, do you think that the Glazers will ever sell the club in the first place? Love, Mark Davis.
No, I think they had us all drinking the Kool-Aid. Well, actually, here's the thing. It's like when you look back at the statement around whatever November last year, they said the club is up for sale, blah 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 blah, and we're also looking at strategic forms of investment from different sources. So a lot of the media, a lot of the Twitter and everybody went on with the first part of that statement and ran with it. And then, a lot of the fan base, we went into this sort of like, rhetoric that was just created. And then now we're seeing that, oh, we maybe should have read the whole statement. What's going on? Like maybe we
Yeah.
shouldn't be listening to everybody that's spewing stuff because they want to be the first one to spew stuff out their mouth. So, at the end of the day, I feel like they were looking or that they're not trying to let go of this club. This club is going to be in the Abraham's like mind. He wants to pass it on to his kid. That's the sad truth.
Who got me sucked in to speak about this takeover?
Yeah, it was me. Sorry.
Damn you.
back to
Guilty.
football.
Not guilty.
Listen.
Yeah, but
Everyone knows that the Glazers went broke and they sucked the money to they couldn't suck money anymore. They came out about it's almost Thanksgiving last year, about 12 months ago, for strategical review. That was always for them to mingle down, and they were already mingled with the buy-ins, the Saudis, and everything, trying to pimp their best, multi-billionaires to buy as much as they could. That's why they hire Rain Group to get the highest bidder on, and that's why you had the shadow bidding. But they were also having that, what do you call it, minority investors, which you have astute hedge funds coming in, like Elliott Group and all them stuff. I can't really remember what Liberty Media and all them was all looking and getting the books, and nobody really wants to give them the 25%. So why would then Sir Jim Ratcliffe all of a sudden go from a full sale into a minority investor? Like, no, you're not a hedge fund, you're not a loan shark. You know what I mean? And this all sounds like a little bit fishy. Will they have to sell? Yes, they do. I mean, if they're going to stick around to hope for operational increases by 2026, the club will be sinking, financially. We struggle in the transfer market because we didn't have the money. Basically, we basically borrowed the last kind of overdraft from Bank of America, like 120, and the rest we had to kind of finesse. We even have to go the money that wasn't. There was no leftover for a Amrabat deal, So therefore,
That
they
was on
kept
loan
him.
in the end, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
no, they kept him waiting and waiting because they couldn't pay, right? So therefore, they kind of had to finesse it. Hargreaves had to fly down to Fiorentina to negotiate. So they basically did this: we buy now, pay later. Basically, we give you what 8 million now, and we pay you the rest next season. And they accepted because they didn't have any other option, because Amrabat was pretty much on strike. He didn't want to go anywhere. Just want to play for Ten Hag, Manchester United. He was promised early in the season. That's the honest truth, right? We know it. So for me, do they have to sell? Well, it's up to them. I mean, if somebody is slapping you 6 billion on the table, you haven't spent nothing, like, ever since you took over. I mean, and then you're begging, like, Nasser Al Khalifi, which is the president of UEFA, and also the owner of PSG, and kind of heavily involved with the Qatar Investment Fund as well, Sporting QSI, to beg them to speak to Yassim to put more money on the table. I mean, who is playing the poker here, Jarvis? Like, who's playing the high stake poker game here, and who's playing the winning hand, according to your opinion?
Yeah, according to my opinion, I believe that the Sheikh Yassim is just calling the bluff, and then the Glazers are trying to raise their bluff to get out of the hand. They're just pushing on.
Who is a better businessman here?
But the Yassim, he have seen their tell. He knows they are lying. He know they are lying, so he just kicks back and call them every time.
Guys, pose a question. You reckon Glazers are good businessmen? What have they done?
No, not at all.
It was their father. They just inherited.
Yeah, Malcolm Glazer, their dad was a businessman, but their kids, I don't think so. No, they have run this.
And then you're going up
the
against the best in class. Yeah, I mean, then you're going against this astute banker like Yassim and Qatar itself. Like, you saw what they've been doing with the World Cup and everything. If they want something, they're willing to pay, but they're not mugs. They know how to do business.
What makes a good businessman? What makes a good business person?
Well, you can see the value.
Is it somebody who makes profit?
No, they don't want to make profit. It's just like, this is what I'm trying
but
to
explain.
But they
are doing. They came in with 750 million. They're walking out with 6 billion. So does that make them?
If you're talking about the 92 holding, or are you talking about the Glazers?
I'm not saying that they're making it. I'm not saying that they.
The difference is with the conglomerates down there in the Middle East. It's more for them to sort of have a portfolio where they can brag on. They don't need the money. They don't need to make the profits, because the number of money they made on the oil and gas is ridiculous. The richness, like, it's more for them to sort of showcase, to build on the sporting, right? To have a sporting portfolio, and they're competing against the Saudis. If you look at what Saudis doing, they're building up the professional league. They bought up the Qatar has also bought the F1 rights as well. So everything is going off in the Middle East right now regarding who's got the sport, the golfing events. It's all about the events, right? To show off, right? It's nothing that they want to be. At the back end of this is PR for them, like, tourism, Qatar. Come and visit Qatar. You hired ambassadors like David Beckham, like in early Qatar, to be the ambassador for Qatar tourism. You have Rio Ferdinand as well, representing Qatar as well. So, yeah. And the name 92 Holding Foundation is basically because he is a massive fan, right? He is a big football freak fan. He loves football.
92.
Right? He doesn't want to buy any in a club. Like, there was some reports coming, he's going to buy Liverpool and Spurs. Like, no, he's not. That's the thing.
Before you go on the rant, I just want to bring in Phil's last question about what makes them a good businessman. And yeah, you had a good point that they invested 300 millions and they probably get 5 or 6 billion. But you got to think of it in another way. What if they had run the club in a good way? They would easily have gotten 10 billions now. So I don't think they were good businessmen. But okay, their dad did a good deal
from a person that came in and only spoke 16 sentences since he purchased the club and got the club based on default because McManus and the dispute we got with Sir Alex Ferguson of the Rock of Gibraltar. If that never happened, Glazers would never had the control. And Rupert Murdoch as well was about to buy those shares, but got blocked, right?
Yeah.
Fox News because of conflict of interest.
I'm not saying that they are good businessmen. I was just being a little bit controversial in the question sort of thing because I think they're absolutely horrific. I just say they could have done so much more. They owned what was the biggest club in the world at the time, and it's no longer even seen as that. It's a laughingstock at times. The stadium, the grounds, the facilities, the fact that we can't even, somebody's posted a comment a short while ago about the reason we're not good in the transfer market because we overpay. Well, that's not the case anymore. We've overpaid in the past. But that's just because we were like, come to United, we'll pay the mega money. We'll pay the mega money. But the draw of the club is failing. And that's thinking as
here's a point where nobody talks about. the Glazers bought the club as an investment, but they appointed people to run the football operations. So basically, bankers took over. Like, there was jobs for the boys. Like, Ed Woodward was given the CEO position because he mastercrafted the overall leverage takeover. He was the mastermind behind it. So what happened? He appointed all his boys, like all the banker boys, like Matt Judge and all them, right? Even the guy that sits now, he's the CEO. He's one of them as well. So you had all of a sudden like non-footballing understanding lovers people, but they did understand commercial values. So they were excellent on the commercial side, but really shit. What is Mandem? Yeah, Mandem.
Mark,
You boys, you lads.
Mark, you wanna explain what Mendem is?
Mandem
This
is
is
like,
the Mandem.
this is the Mandem. Like, we are the Mandem, you know what I mean?
Where-
Wait a minute. The
Yeah.
crew.
So it just
Yeah,
seems like
so
they're
the
referring
point-
to a crew.
The point is that technically they're not really taking a backseat because they always had a backseat in the football operational side. Their job was just to take money out of the club. Like, it was a pure investment from them. It's a cash machine. So therefore, they don't understand anything about football, but they trusted Ed Woodward and everything to run the club like on day-to-day basis. So what we're seeing here now, if Ratcliffe comes in, they believe that Ratcliffe can be the person that can run the football operation, something that Woodward couldn't do, right? They believe that, if we get Ineos in, maybe they could run it better, right? But we can still be in the background, logically speaking. But that doesn't mean that if you put in a cycling director in there, it's still the same shit, right? You still have to build above Ten Hag. Like, you need to have proper sporting director, proper vision with the CEO that understands football as well. Let the commercial do the commercial thing, right? Because Manchester United has been brilliant doing commercial deals. Like, how many sponsorships do we manage to attract? Like, now Qualcomm, Snapdragons, because we are huge. We have 1 billion fan base. So basically, the football operation size is the finance is big enough for us to be profitable. But the problem is that they took all that money from us, right? We were never able to spend that money in the to reinvest in the in the football operations side, because they were taking the money, management fees, dividends, everything. So it came to the breaking point where they had to do a strategic review. You couldn't run this model anymore, and even the board was voting down for the dividends, say no, you cannot take it anymore, right? So the board do have a voting power. Darcy Glazer is like the one that has the most votes. Basically, she's got 18%, right? So it's a fallacy to say that Joel and Avram are the main, the strongest, right? But it's just like Darcy's more involved with the Buccaneers, and Joel has more of an interest in United, and with Avram as well, right?
I wouldn't call
The
it
rest
an
don't give a
interest.
shit. What? I wouldn't call
Wouldn't
interest,
call it
more of
interest.
a. They see this as a cash cow further, and they see this. They're the ones that can see the vision. I mean, I would say that they were with Woodward. They were driving this Super League, and since that fell, they kind of eased off Woodward, because that was a big failure for them. That was a slap in the face, because they thought like, oh, we cannot be relegated. We're gonna make shit tons, a lot of money, and that fell off the cliff. And that was kind of the start of, we got to look at to sell the club, mate. Yeah, Mendem, Jarvis, Mendem.
Mick, I'm curious. While we have Poppy here and Phil, I just want to ask them, how do you guys see the takeover? From a British point of view, and from a American or an African point of view, where you read your news. What do you guys think of it? How do you
The
feel?
Jungle Telegraph.
You wanna go first, Mark?
I didn't hear the question. Could you repeat it? But I was
How do you
laughing
get
too
news?
much at the
How do you
was
guys
it?
see the takeover, the news, and what's your gut feeling? How will this end?
Well, most of the guys in the VR room who are in the Telegram chat know I want Qatar, so I'm hoping for Qatar to win. And if I'm looking at everything objectively, I'm looking at the NDA, and from my perspective, no one knows anything. As much as they say this about Jim and this about him, unless the Rain Group says something, right, in the media, like, okay, this person has exclusivity or whatever, then I'm not believing anything. So until then, everything's still up in the air, in my opinion. But I
How
want
about you,
Qatar.
Phil?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it just makes no sense what good 25% would do to anybody when you've not got the voting rights. You're buying 25% of what good's 25%. You can't do anything with it. Basically, in theory, what they're saying is, if you take the 25%, then you can invest some more of your money and not ours. But that's it. There's no benefit. There's no benefit from it. I mean, it's not going to. Everyone, you can see from the media that nobody backs the Glazers. That's part of the reason why this has all started off. So if they're still there, no one's going to back them. They're still not going to get all the support from all the fans and everything. He's not going to become a cash cow overnight. It's just not going to happen for him. But I mean, a bit of a backwards theory. What if, obviously, if the share price drops, essentially that drops the value of the club. Correct? Simple maths. So what if Sheikh Zazim is part of this dropping the value of it to say, look, there you go, that's all it's worth. What if it is a very twisted, I'm not saying he's put it out there saying Sir Jim said all this, but what if there are people out there just saying, let's lower the value of it and then say, there you go, that's the 6 billion I've offered you. That's what it's worth. It's dropped, its share price has dropped. That's all it's worth now. You've now got more for your money. My offer still stays on the table as was, but actually the value of it is lowered now. Is it a backwards thing? I think ultimately I can't see the benefit of Sir Jim getting it for 25%, so Qatari's in.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Talawas, you ask a good question. We don't run a WhatsApp. We do run a Telegram chat group, which you can scan the barcode there in front of you as well. That works. If you scan the barcode, after you finish the stream, you can go and scan the barcode, or just go on the channel. About the channel, you will find the link to Telegram, which is your group chat. But I want to go to Papi as well. The way the news is going is the old-fashioned, like, Jungle Telegram or the smoke news, like, the smoke, sending the smoke signals. There's been a lot of smoke, but no fire. And as realists, what we are, I think, personally, I don't know, I want to hear your opinion. The one that's been creating these sensational stories, spinning it, is the one that don't know anything. Basically, they just created this gravy train. I mean, if there's realistically what you were saying, guys, NDA, right? Neil Ashton, disinformation agenda. So by 11 months, Papi, what you've seen so far, you've seen it, who's Sheikh Yassim is winning. The next thing you know that Sir Jim Ratcliffe with his Mercedes is winning the race, and all of a sudden Sheikh Yassim is driving a Skoda. It's been up and down, right? It's one hell of a F1 race, and the crescendo is being created by the media to say, like, oh yeah, he's out. And do you see a twist in this?
So, I mean, this is the Man United DNA that's speaking, where it's like, oh yeah, believe until the end, and I totally understand. That's why we support the club. We believe until the final whistle. You have to keep on believing. So I obviously personally would want the Qataris in there, because we have to compete. The scenario has changed in terms of ownership, but what's also changed is the landscape of Premier League club owners in the last 10 years. There's been more Americans coming in. We have to be real with it. And we saw Liverpool being put up for sale, and then all of a sudden it's off the market. It's owned by Americans. Why is that happening? You have to kind of like look around and say, well, the Glazers, maybe they did not know how valuable this Ferrari that they've parked in the garage called Man United is, and until they put it up for sale and they said, oh, hold on a second, Sheikh Jassim is willing to pay that much. Let's look at ways to. They're basically shopping around for a loan, in my opinion. Or looking from Elliott Group to anybody who is able to inject money and still have them keep some sort of power in some sort of like hold in the club. So they are those guys that ran like Motorola or Nokia. You remember Nokia used to be good. And then all of a sudden, like all these iPhone and Nokia guys are wondering what happened.
Everyone went for Android, and they still kept banking on the Symbian technology.
So they're just like the current crop of Glazers are just the opportunists who got lucky because of Malcolm's shrewd business decisions. And now they're just trying to figure out what to do. Some of them are split. Some of them want to keep the club. Some of them want to let go because they don't really care about this thing. But at the same time, I love the fact that, as fans, we try and voice our opinions. But if we're going to be worried about, like, a guy who's bald and still has a ponytail does not give a damn what the room thinks of him. Those guys, they use the club's money to get on a plane and go watch a Carabao Cup game.
Hey, don't forget he borrowed David Beckham's Brill cream.
Look at that. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, they need to eventually I believe that they'll let go, but it's not from my objective analysis of it and my humble opinion, it's like the end is nowhere near in sight at the moment.
Yeah. Could you bring back what Scotty at the wheel was saying? This is something that I've been drumming for months, mate, Scotty. And this is PDL 197, which is Ineos. They own the fracking rights around the whole greater Manchester area. So they're sitting on that, but they don't own the land bank assets. So that might be one of the reasons why they entered the race, and might be one of the reasons why they kind of try to continuous business improvements for the Glazers as well, to say, like, you know what, if you have me in here, I can give you a cut in the deal. Eventually we're going to get the rights to frack, right? But the problem is that you have Old Trafford standing on that ground, iconic stadium, cultural stadium. If they all of a sudden get approval to maybe knock it down, move the stadium to somewhere else, so will they frack the shit out of it? I don't know. Speculations. But yeah, 100% Scotty, they own the fracking rights. This 147 trillion of natural gas sitting under there, so that is something for you also to remember. The thing is, I don't believe anything that comes out right now, what the true motive is. And, I don't see this, it's like the song, don't stop believing. You got to fight, you got to believe. And a lot of fans were flip-flopping and laying down their weapons to say, well, I take that 25%. No, it's 100%. I mean, everything that we fought for the past 18 years, should we just give up? Ineos has blocked a lot of Manchester United fans on the Twitter feeds before attacking them. So just keep attacking, do. It's not that I am against Ratcliffe. I am, pro Ratcliffe. I'm pro anyone that wanted to come in and put an effort in. Even Thomas Siliakos, everyone that's been part of the bidding process just to get the Glazers out, that's what it's for. That's what we want, but on the right premises, right? Because if you're gonna have remaining of the Glazers, if you're gonna have 25% and 75% still Glazers operations, it doesn't make any sense. Then we're in a worse situation, because now you're gonna have a seventh Glazer sitting there, delaying the overall decision-making process. And you got to ask yourself, from a business perspective, why would you want to do that? Why would you throw away 1.45 billion for nothing? Right? What does that give you? Right?
Yeah, it sounds.
Well, one thing that we know is that Glazers love money. They love the money. Right.
And if somebody fan, first has become a new member, just want to mention that. So thank you, De Gea United fan first. Welcome to the club.
Hey, De Gea United fans first. Yeah, we've been exchanging some Twitters as well. So big up to you guys. Enough of this takeover. I want to hear your score prediction for the weekend.
Yeah, Poppy, you go first.
We're gonna go for a comprehensive 3-0 victory. I believe Rasmus Haaland is gonna score, and also Rashford is gonna come in and score. And also the last person to score would be Money Mace. Oh Lord. I can't believe I said that.
Harry Maguire to score and on a header in the corner.
That would be great.
Yeah. Guys, let us know in the comments section there. What's your score prediction? Who's going to score and why? Box is going 4-0 to Manchester United. That is a bold statement. Will the wheels come off? We will see Rasmus Haaland score a hat trick. He's due to. He almost scored a hat trick last time. He got one choked off. He got two. Scored a brace. Phil Standish.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
Confident, say it with chest.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what was, for me, 3-0. I think that's absolutely what we're going to be. I think we've got to, if you're playing the bottom of the league, doesn't matter how well you've been performing, when they've conceded so many goals and 8 at home last time against Newcastle, if we don't get 3, then I think, I know that what we said about Rashford and stuff, but he has scored now, so he feels a bit better about himself, a bit more confident. You almost, when he scored, he wasn't like celebrating like, yeah, I've scored for
There was
England.
none of that. I was like, the curse is lifted.
Yeah, I've scored. Exactly that. It's like that release. It's like I can do it, and I think once you've scored, you're more prepared to provide an assist as well, which is some of his strengths, and he misses a little bit of that. Because I think there was so much pressure on him. Why is Rashford not scored? He's not scored for 7 games or whatever it was. Now it's like, I've scored now. I mean, he's still got to score one for United, but I think it's more like, and I can provide an assist.
Lilies.
So I think
take it back to Lilies there. Bratte, 2-1 to Sheffield.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah. Listen, what about you, Jarvis Cockerhead? Are you cocky now?
No, I'm not cocky. I believe we will struggle against Sheffield United. I think we will underestimate them. I believe we are not sharp. We have been traveling all around the world, from Brazil to Morocco and Tunisia and everywhere, and coming back. Everybody comes back. Okay, we have scored a couple of goals. Bruno has done well. Haaland has done well. Rashford has scored. Everybody is like a little bit up, and then we are back to reality. It will be
up comes the gravity
night in October, away against Sheffield United in Sheffield, and I think we will face reality yet again, and we will struggle, but we will win. I will say we win 1-0.
Ooh, bold and beautiful.
I'll take it.
Oh,
Clean sheet.
Somebody's already. Is it Bella that's predicting my 3-1 here coming? Well, who is that?
Hello there. I am Bella.
It's not me.
Get out of here, Bella. All right. I want to hear from you, the most positive here next to me, the man to the left, Mr. Beanie.
Well, I will say 3-1. I take in Mick's favorite prediction. So 3-1 Manchester United, a good scoring ratio. We might concede a goal. I think Onana has shown that he's not really there yet, that he's going to have that consistency for a clean sheet. So I expect us
Guys,
to
what happened to all these positive songs? Oh, Nana, what a save. Oh, Nana. Yeah, that's my name.
It's Onana, learn to save.
I like Onana, but at the same time, I'm not one of the United fans that was all in for we need a ball-playing goalkeeper. I think that's just not what we needed this season, to be fair. And I feel like we needed to keep David De Gea because he provided solidity. And at least the defenders behind trust him to have their back. And that's what made our defense solid.
Yeah.
It's not just about bringing in a player and changing the system, especially when it comes to the defense. The defense had to trust each other more than any other parts of the field. And they don't look like they trust Onana. That's just my opinion. So until he earned the defense trust, I'm not going to really predict much nil scorelines for United.
66 likes.
Matt, do you think part of the problem? Can you just?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I think part of the problem with Onana is.
What's the problem with Onana?
What's the problem? No, go ahead. No, I was just shouting out 66 likes. If there's 100 of you watching right now, please.
So, Matt, do you think?
Can you hear me?
Matt, yeah, can you hear me?
That's gonna happen when Onana and Maguire are playing together.
Yeah. Matt, try again. So, do you think part of the problem for Onana is the fact that he's not had a settle back four to even work with yet?
Yeah. I think there's a lot to do with it. It's a bit complicated. We do have a setback for one because as we know, 3 of the starting back four that we would consider the starters, they are injured, right? So I don't think he has that one. He new to the team as well, so it's like work. The trust work both ways. Now, I'm not saying he's the bad part of the trust. When I said what I said just now, I was just saying that the defense need to trust him the same way he need to trust the defense because it's something that is learned and that's learned over time. It's just like when players gelling in the midfield together. You know what I mean? So I think it's just mostly that. I'm not criticizing him, saying he's not a good goalkeeper. I'm saying that he just need time to learn the defenders and they learn him, and then it will be more, a better situation.
I think the problem is he's made some big mistakes that were completely his fault, and in some big games which just cost us some points. So he knows it, and hopefully he'll be working on it behind the scenes because that seems to be his attitude. So let's see him come out and have a clean sheet. That'll be good for us. Clean sheet and a win. That's exactly what we need from this game.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a clean sheet. I just won't predict one because based on what I've seen so far, I'll just make that prediction. But at the same time, I would love for him to do well to have a clean sheet because then it gives the defense a bit of confidence, more confidence, and that's build a better, stronger performance going forward. So I would love to see that, to be honest.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? Yeah, I just wanted to say.
Yep.
I just wanted to say, don't forget to push the like button. Okay. There was that's all I wanted to say. Hit the like button. It looks like that. It is like a thumbs up,
don't forget, guys.
Don't forget.
65 likes.
Yeah, get it up to 100, please, guys. I go with 3-1 United for sure. We're gonna let one in. That's my classic. You guys are saying to hear United fan first. Go 1-2 United, and I guess we will find out tomorrow the team news. Jadon Sancho, man of the match 3. Oh my God, Scotty, you're trolling, eh? Jadon Sancho on Twitch. What? On FIFA? No. 1 from Rashford, 2 from Haaland, 3-0. Thomas Svedjenas. Underbart. Tiny Dude is back 11-1. Wow, that's positive. All the way from the hospital bed is predicting 11-1. Maybe they're giving you too much morphine there, Yale, to be honest. 3-2 Man United. Okay. We see, guys. We are back tomorrow, right? We're doing the manager's press conference tomorrow at, I think it's 2:45 or 1:45 UK time. So me and... Mr. Beanie Header, my twin brother here with the beanie. We're going to cover the live eriktenhag press conference as we do. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to listen it together. It's like a watch along together. 3-1 United Elite Football Talk is saying 3-1. Yeah, let's go for 3-1. But yeah, it's going to be a high scoring game. But I try to cautious a little bit, guys. I'm not going to get too giddy. We've been here before. So yeah, we see on the day. Huh? 3 points. 3 points is what matter. Haaland 3, Sheffield United 2. Man United are winning by 2 goals, what Rajat is saying. What else are we having for predictions there, Mr. Producer? Bella, what do you have? 3-1. She says 3-1. Anyway, guys, it's been a beautiful stream. I think we talked for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Jarvis, thank you for coming in. Yeah, I know you're very busy. You know, we want to see some disco lights. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo.
I don't have any music, so yeah. And I'm not
The
singing.
only thing, Jarvis, yeah, remember to keep those lights red. You can't be having, you know, rifle fan colors in the background. It's not.
What's wrong with this color?
That's Man City blue, bro. Man City blue.
Here you go,
That
some
works.
music.
Fix it.
You have the yellow one. Green and gold.
You can do it with that yellow. That yellow look nice.
Raving. Oh, what a day.
Not my type of music.
Save
Not
the
mine.
party for after Sheffield.
Yeah, true. Guys, see you also on Saturday. Papi's not doing the watch along. We see what we'll do. Normally me and Jarvis, we come in and do the warm-up show. Phil will probably also come in after the post-match. I don't know what your plans are, Mr. Standish. Papi,
I will try.
we will
I'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try.
Papi, will you make the post-match or are you still occupied?
Well, I have to, yeah, I think I'll be able to. I think it might be during my dinner time. Yeah. I might
Yeah,
be able
hopefully
to.
it will be a sweet victory. 3 points, guys. Cheers,
Right.
guys. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone, Glazers out, bankers out, green and gold until we announce and sold, guys. This has been McRuby here together with our full panel view today of originals. Like we talked about Botswanapapi here. Papi, you know, please go and check Power Hour, Football Powerhour's channel. Give him support. He's a very hard-working streamer. Needs more subscribers, so please, we are here as a community. Big shout out. You know, football philosophy himself, United Standish, Phil. We don't get to see you very often, but when you come in, it's always a pleasure, Phil. Take it easy, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank
And
you very much. As always.
Mark,
You too, mate.
Mark, are you going to do morning news or are you going to wait till the team news?
No, I'm doing morning news tomorrow. There's one or two things that needs to be said to the fans in the morning. It's going to be pretty short, though. So it's going to be a short stream. Same time, 10 o'clock. Stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the quickie is better than... sorry, I didn't say that. Jesus.
Oh my God! Jesus!
Bella, punish me, guys. Take it away, Bella. Thank you for watching, guys. It's time to say goodnight. See you later and see you tomorrow, guys. 10 o'clock is Central European time. What is it? What's your 9? I think you're always oversleeping anyway. So is it 9:30 UK time or 9 o'clock UK time?
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to my cousin here next door.
Turn to the
Telling
men
you,
then.
10 o'clock, 9 o'clock UK time, which is 10 o'clock my time.
All right, tune in if you're awake. Have a brew of coffee, and thank you guys for watching. Time for Bella. Good night, people.
Pick up the men them in the VAR room.
Big up the
I
man
hope
there.
you enjoyed this
Good
video.
night.
Please
Thank
give it
you.
a thumbs up by
Thanks, everyone.
smashing that like button. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. If you want to take it to the next level, you can always show your appreciation to sponsor our channel by clicking below the video title where you will see the heart icon with the text saying, thanks. Or you could buy me a cheeky little coffee by scanning this barcode or visit this link to buy me a virtual coffee. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Remember glory, glory, Man United, Glazers out. It is green and gold until we are announced and sold. That was all from me. I wish you a good day and a great match experience, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.